All right, guys, so I need your feedback. I would greatly appreciate it. Brand new video format. I think you're going to love this. So let me kind of show you. We're essentially going to weave between these three screens. This full screen of me, okay? Then we're going to go into this thing where we're actually going to use a chart. You got me up in the corner. More important for you to make the connection of how we're putting this lesson together. And then we've got a couple of scales, a G major pentatonic and a G major scale. So let's dig into this and have a blast. I promise you're going to get a ton from this. So if I go back here, essentially here's what's going to happen. Now, if you see me looking off screen a lot, it's just because I'm trying to manage all these resources. We are going to make music, because if you're not making music, you're not doing your job. Okay, but I'm going to show you all these tools. This is what progressing quickly and efficiently looks like. This is just building a system. So we're going to do a G chord, a C chord, and a D chord, okay? G major, C, D. And that's a 1-4-5 chord progression in the key of G major, okay? Now I said non-negotiable number one is rhythm. Rhythm is gonna be tied into everything you do. Without rhythm, you have nothing. So the first thing we're gonna do before we get to the charts is you're going to just do a muted strings technique. You really should warm up like this every day, okay? You take the strings, let's take it right around the 3rd fret, because that's where all our work's gonna happen today, okay? Get the strings going. You see I'm not playing any notes yet. This is a drum set. This is a percussion instrument. So your guitar is a drum set, always. This is what spices up your playing. So get that rhythm flow going. Okay? You do all downstrokes, variations. We're not gonna worry about any down ups or down backwards, sideways, okay? Now what I would do is maybe let's just do some downstrokes and just move through the open chord shapes. G to C to D. Get like a little drummer going. D, G. Now another killer technique you can do is do a muted strings and then go into the open chord like this. Muted C, muted D, back to G. So killer for rounding out your muting techniques between these hands, because you gotta have everything. Your brain has to tell your hands what to do, and then you have to transfer it over to the guitar without losing rhythm, because rhythm is king. If you have no rhythm, you don't have anything. Okay, you've got the core part of this, so the rhythm is embedded in everything. I'm always gonna say rhythm is king. That's your number one thing you gotta have in the front of your brain, but that's just something you just gotta have without even being told that. Okay, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. So let's go to this chart right here. Non-negotiable number 2 is this. You first need to see, you see down here, you see these notes. I got this little highlighter made it G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a G major scale. The major scale is the blueprint for everything. The number is the scale degree, and it's directly gonna relate to how we build the chords. So the second non-negotiable is you must know triads, okay? Triads are the spine of music. So if we play a full G chord, okay, and I just did a video on this, there's 6 notes we're strumming. We're going to take the spine of those 6 notes and we are going to build, up here if you look at the chart, we're going to build the 1 chord G, we're gonna build the 4 chord C, the 5 chord D, and then we're gonna put it on the neck and we're gonna use it to make music. So watch how easy this is. This is how you build all your triads from any major scale. You start on the first note, okay? So we have G, so we're gonna build the 1 chord. You skip the 2nd scale degree, so skip over that. You take the 3rd scale degree, B. Skip over the next note, take the 5th scale degree, D. So look at how easy. G major triad is G, B, and D, okay? So you got G, B, and D. So it's a simple pattern. Now let's build the 4 chord. Now we have to start on C, because that is going to be the root note to our 4 chord. We want to build a C major chord. And I will tell you too, the reason the 1, 4, and 5, the notes in the major scale are red, those are always major chords. You just have to know this stuff. 2, 3, and 6, they're blue. I made them minor chords. And if you look, I already built the 2, 3, and 6 triads, A, C, E, B, D, F sharp, E, G, B. But we want to stay really focused and simple. So let's go ahead and build a C triad. So let's go over here. We got to grab C. Let's just pull a C. And we got to grab E because we skipped the next note. Now we skip this note, just go back to the beginning, C, E, G. So let's build that triad. We'll pull the notes up there. And then what we're gonna do is put them on the guitar neck. And this is another non-negotiable. You have to know multiple flavors of chords from the open chords. So you just gotta know how to play a chord in multiple positions because you're gonna need it. Different genres of music, might be playing in a band with other players. Okay, so G's G, B, D, C's C, E, G, and then the 5 chord, we're gonna build a D major chord. So D, the 5th scale degree. We're gonna obviously start on D. Now watch, same pattern. We skip the next note. We're gonna need F sharp, skip G, because we gotta go back and have A. So it's D, F sharp, A. And now really, this is another non-negotiable. You have to know these, you have to have these memorized, but not only memorized, I love the word connected, because memorization means nothing without connection. Remember I said, don't memorize the fretboard, connect the fretboard. Now let's connect it. So let's kind of put this into action and then I'll show you how to play it. Now, I talk about triads a bazillion times. So if this is the first time you're ever watching a video on here, this is a brand new format for me. But I will tell you, I'll talk about rhythm and triads till I'm blue in the face. You will thank me one day because this is everything. So what we're gonna do is we are going to put these triads on the DGB string set and then we'll do a quick playing demonstration. So what we're gonna do is we need the notes G, B, D. We're gonna put them on the DGB string set. Just so you know, there's 12 major and minor triad shapes on the neck. Once you know those shapes and where that root note is, you can put them in any key. And there's 4 string sets. There's an EAD, an ADG, a DGB, and a GBE, high E. Okay, so we're doing DGB. So watch this. I'm gonna go right here, here's my root, and this is a 1-3-5 triad, meaning we're going the 1st, 3rd, and 5th note. Okay, G, B, D. Okay, and just to kind of cut back to me, so what we just built, G, B, D. So here's how you play it, okay? Now, if the only thing you take away from this video by the time we're finished, if you just can go from this open chord G to the triad G, back and forth rhythmically, you're already winning, you're a step ahead. This is how it starts. It's tiny, tiny little advanced, little progressions, baby steps, okay? So let's go back, now let's build the C major triad. Now, the thing you need to know, we built the triad C, E, G, but let's put it onto the neck. We're gonna use the same string set. So watch this, C, okay? So C right here, and then we have E. Now you gotta burn in your brain, another non-negotiable is you gotta realize this is the same shape because these are all major. This is a major chord, this is a major triad shape. So C, E, G, okay? This is how you learn the fretboard. This is how you connect to the fretboard, not just memorize it. So we got G, B, D, and C, E, G. So if we go back full screen, watch. So we'll go G, B, D, C, E, G, G, B, D, C, E, G. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, a great exercise you can do is, and it's still making music, is G open to G triad. Then go to the C open to the C triad. Back to G open, G triad, C open, C triad. Now you notice I'm kind of clamping down with my muting to keep everything really clean and tight. Okay, let's build our last triad, which would be the 5 chord in the key of G. All right, now you notice how like rhythm is, it's just embedded in what you do. Because listen, if I wasn't playing rhythmically, and let's say I play this G, B, D, and C, E, G, you're gonna hear it if I'm going, and I'm kind of looking at my hand, because I'm not really sure of the shape. You gotta burn these non-negotiable, you gotta know this, okay? You gotta know the major scales, the blueprint for everything. You have to know your triads. Trust me, they make playing more fun than anything. Okay, now we know D major, the 5 chord. See, we start on D, we built it D, F sharp, A. Let's just pull those same shape. So we go here, D, and then we go, it's got this angular F sharp. Hopefully you guys can see that yellow color. I made the F sharp, in case you're curious why I made it yellow, is because the 7th scale degree, if you build that, we didn't build that one, that would be a diminished chord. So just to kind of make it, because diminished isn't major or minor, it's diminished, okay? D, F sharp, A, and now you've got that one, which is right here, okay? So G, C, E, G, D, F sharp, A. Okay, so let's go back here to kind of give you a bigger view. So let's kind of move through that. Let's do the open chord to the triad for all 3. This is a challenge for you. So go G open G triad, C open, C triad, D open, D triad, back to G. You can just bookend it right there. Now, that will expose how good your rhythm skills are instantly. And let me tell you why. Because if we go back to the chart and you look, when we go from the open, I don't have the open chords on the chart. You need to know that, okay? But if we go from G to this G triad, the movement's not that far. I go from here to here. But when I go C open chord all the way up to this C, it's a lot further. So your rhythm's gonna get exposed if it's not solid. D, same thing, D, and even further. Okay, so that's your first thing. What I would do is I would look at this chart, keep rewinding to this part of the lesson. I would just arpeggiate these triads, then throw in the open chords. Get the triad first. So listen, drop in the comments right now. Did you, yes or no, know the G, B, D, C, E, G, D, F sharp, A? Did you know the G, C, D major triad on the D, G, B string set before this video? And if you didn't, now you're learning that, you've won something. So arpeggiate. Finger pick it. Now watch another thing you could do. I'll go back to full screen just to show this a little better. You could ditch your pick. You could take the shapes and you could pick that root with your thumb and then pick the third and fifth on the G and B string and like little slap watches. You could do a hybrid thing where you pick it like this. Pick it with the pick and then use your second. Use your middle finger and ring finger on your strumming hand. See, guys, see this? This is infinite. Okay, now, so you got that. We built our triads. And look, just to show you, these triads were already pre-built, but it's the same pattern. Like, just to kind of show you, we already built the A minor triad, which is the 2 chord, because the 2 chord is only minor. Look, you start on A, skip the next note in the scale, so we'd have to pick C. Skip the next note in the scale, we'd have to pick E. Simple, simple, basic pattern. Look, A, C, E. That's how easy it is to build all your triads from the major scale. Is that simple. It works for the natural minor scale too. Okay, let's go to non-negotiable number 3. And this is connecting, okay? I don't have the triads up here anymore. Apologize for that, but don't worry. This is more the focus on here. This is a G major pentatonic scale. So the non-negotiable is to connect melody. We're going to pull little melodies. We're going to use our ears to the chords, the harmony. So we're going to use this as our primary focus. Now again, this is the G major scale with 2 notes pulled out, okay? So we have G, A, B, D, E, G. So we took away the C and the F sharp. We took away the 4th and the 7th scale degrees, okay? So G, A, B, D, E, G. When you take away those half steps, like from B to C, and F sharp to G, there's not as much tension. That's why the pentatonics have like a leaner sound. Okay, so you see how that was still rhythmic. Now, if you want to challenge yourself before we close this lesson out, one killer thing you can do is if you want to add a full G major scale rooted here on the A string, see that? G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Now, I don't know, do you even know these? Did you know these scales? Did you know the names? Did you understand where they came from? Now you're starting to see. Then when you put it all together in music, that's where it killer. But what I would do is let's do this. Let's take this scale right here. Let's just use an open G chord and go back to open G. So you see what I'm doing there? I'm flowing rhythmically between the open chord and then the scale. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the full screen view. I think it'll help put this all together. Okay, so now when the chart went away, if you got lost and you don't know, that's the major pentatonic pattern, okay? It's G because we're starting with our root on G. So here's what you're gonna do. Just do like downstrokes, start real slow. This will expose your rhythmic flaws more than anything else too. This is probably one of the hardest things, and tell me if you guys agree with this in the comments, to connecting your rhythm with melody, right? So like open chord, so let's just do it to the little scale. See that? Little things like that. Now I'm gonna show you, I talked about that muted strings technique. One of the hardest things to teach and to connect everything is these little muted like setup things that happen that help you flow between the chord and the melody. Okay, watch real slow. If I go, I might go. See, watch this. I kind of seem to do it when I'm leaving the chord and going to the melody, or leaving the melody and going back to the chord, because it sets up the rhythmic flow. Like you could do it without that. You go, it's still fine. See how much spice and vibe and mojo you add you're playing with muted strings? That's why rhythm, non-negotiable number one, is rhythm. It doesn't matter what you play in music. If you have no rhythm, you're cooked. And I get it. It's hard. It's not easy. But little things like this will help you, okay? So if we go back to the last chart, just one more thing to close this up. See if you can flow between this G major pentatonic and G major scale rhythmically. And see if you want, throw in open chords, throw in the triads. But again, if at least learn these triad shapes. Maybe you learn G, B, D, C, E, G, D, F sharp, A. Actually, you need to learn that because I'm showing you right now. So like go like this. Let's flow between this G major pentatonic and the G major scale. So what if I went? I played a note not in the scale. See, that's what happens though. And sometimes your ears perk up, but it's all rhythm never stops. Okay. Non-negotiable number one, rhythm is king, always and forever. Number two, you gotta learn your triads. Those are just one, this triad thing I showed you here, that's but one shape. That's meaning this is a shape on the DGB string set. There's 11 more of those shapes. That's when you get into inversions, first and second. I call those 351s or 513s. If your head's spinning on a swivel, don't worry, I will help it. I'll help it spin slower, okay? So triads, rhythm, connecting the scales. Now if I just kind of go back to full screen to wrap this up, let's do this. Let's do a combination of all the elements. Let's take our open chords, because open chords are always going to be home. And listen, if I were playing an acoustic, I'm going to use the open chords a ton because they have a lot of that low end bassy content you want. Open strings, okay? C, D, I'll use the triads, and then I'll use little pieces of the scale, okay? This is where you put the whole, this is where you put the whole pie together, okay? So watch. Just open chord to triad, open chord to triad, open chord to triad, and open chord. Now that was quick changes, right? That was like a half bar each. You could sit for a full bar at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kind of freestyling there. Okay, you see that? See how fun that becomes? And you guys, I have a new triad book, ebook. It's going to come out next week. It's going to be like a one-stop shop, all 12 major minor triad shapes with a bunch of explanation on how to use them. Let me know. I need to know, did you like this kind of video format? Did it help you? Instead of me just having a static chart on the screen where I moved into like this and we built things and we moved things around live. It took me so much work to figure this out, but I think I got it, okay? We'll do live stream workshops, but let me know too if you want me to make these charts for you. I can put them in my Dropbox so you can download them. Okay, drop jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. Where are you watching from? You guys are amazing. Love you all. Let's keep this channel growing. Give me feedback, please. Feedback, give it to me. Did this suck? Was it good? What could be improved? What did you like? What did you learn? Tell me what you learned. Drop one thing that you learned. All right, only can stop you. Don't stop. See you in the next video. Peace. Wait, that's a 3. Sorry, peace.